welcome to the Talk AI Summit. So glad to see you all. I'm Palash. I'm one of the founders and CEO at Goldcast. We are a video content platform for B2B marketing teams, and we help marketers create, amplify, and measure video content. And we are going to talk about a hot topic today that is about AI in action, turning every video into a multi-channel growth engine. Video is a hot topic, and specifically, we are going to talk about video content repurposing to help you move the needle on important metrics that you and your leadership care about. So let's get started. Before we dig in and get into details, I just want to point out what will you get from today's session. You'll get an AI-led content repurposing strategy that will help you move metrics, right, and look great. That includes two big areas. One is how do you use video repurposing to drive social engagement, and then how do you improve website metrics, how do you engage your leads better and convert them into prospects more effectively. And all of this will be in a practical, no BS, directly tactical stuff that I'll talk about. Before we get into the nuts and bolts of how, let's talk about the why video, and the fundamental concept that is at the center of all of this is that demand today starts with mindshare and not intent. Buying journeys have become very complex. There are so many buyers for even small ACV software, and a lot of their work is done before even talking to sales. So they do a lot of research, and almost 60% of the process is completed even before they are in market, giving out intent. The other challenge is that most of your market is not in the market to buy. Your TAM, 95% of it is not in the market to buy, only 5% is, and those are the 5% we aim our AI spam cannon on. Not half joking, right? This 5% is where all the focus and attention is, but there's this 95% of the market that's not actively buying. So while their dollars are not up for grabs in this time, their mindshare definitely is. And if you show up in this time and win their mindshare, deliver value to them, then you will be in the shortlist when they're in the market, and you are likely to win their business. That's what we call mindshare marketing. And video is what helps you win mindshare, and mindshare is what ultimately drives pipeline. Video is the medium to tell the best stories. Storytelling is one of the key arts that all of us marketers love, and video helps you achieve that. Video helps you stand out, right? It's so hard to stand out with text in today's world. You have to embed video wherever you can to get the maximum attention and to really stand out. And video is a great medium because it can 20x your content strategy, because 10x is not enough. A single webinar, event, or customer interview can lead to so many different types of assets: clips, video ads, social posts, so many other things. And that's the core topic we are going to talk about. I've also put names of some B2B brands that do it really well, like 6 Sense, Zuora, Uber, Intuit, etc. So, TLDR, video is your most valuable content asset. I think everyone agrees with that because it has the best engagement, the best storytelling power. It's also a format that lends itself very well to being used by AI for repurposing. And that's our opportunity. Repurposing is where the opportunity is. You can convert one webinar or one customer story or one keynote into so many different kind of assets like social media posts, YouTube clips, thought leadership ads, etc. And that is a good segue into talking about how, right? How and what should we do to help us move metrics in social media and website. So let's start with social media, and I wanted to start with a few plays that can help you drive social media impact. So let's take a step back. Let's start with, say, you have a webinar where you had a great speaker come in, a set of speakers, maybe some executives from your company, and you discussed for 1 hour on a very good topic. From that 1 hour long content, you can generate a lot of short form clips. And so the short form videos are the building block of all the social media impact that we would want to drive. And the number one play is increasing company LinkedIn channel engagement. So a lot of LinkedIn company channels are still doing the old playbook of posting text posts, memes, images. But video is the one that is getting the most light of the day from LinkedIn. From what we understand, it's growing 40% year on year in terms of engagement, in terms of the viewership. And so a lot of companies are left behind because they don't have native workflows to build LinkedIn Shorts, right? But they are already doing webinars, customer stories, podcasts. So you can bridge that gap by using AI-led repurposing and start posting stuff, start posting shorts on your channel, boost your followers, likes, and comments. The other one is to bootstrap your YouTube channel. YouTube is something that a lot of CMOs want to be in, but it often is limited by the amount of bandwidth people have, the amount of content people have. And while it's a big channel, it's still growing even at this stage. It always is relegated to the sidelines. So you can use your existing content, create shorts, and start posting on a regular cadence. So let's say you post a clip a week, and something like repurposing is really good for this because YouTube Shorts expect you to post consistently at a certain interval on a certain theme. So take a webinar, repurpose it, you'll likely get those 4 or 5 clips that you can post in 4 or 5 weeks and bootstrap your YouTube channel. The third one is leveraging speaker influence. So a lot of webinars feature great speakers who have come put an effort to give a talk, but then the video sort of is collecting dust afterwards. What you can do is immediately after the webinar, use AI to repurpose the video, get a great clip from the speaker and send it to them and ask them to post. And a lot of times people do end up posting and you get visibility to their social media following. Similarly for executives, right? Today, founder branding and founder-led go-to-market is all the rage, but it is very hard to get your CEO or CMO to be on camera, to find time to do that, and to really get them to post, because it's not first nature for them to take like a phone and start shooting a shot like an influencer. So the best way to do this is if they've participated in a podcast or a webinar, or you can just get on a call with them and record a conversation, informal almost. You can then use AI-led repurposing to get short videos out that you can ask them to post. And the final is you can use short form to drive views towards long form. So a lot of marketers are go towards MQL on-demand videos or on website videos. You can take short form, post it on LinkedIn or YouTube with a CTA to drive towards the long form. And it just gives the audience a way to get a gist of what that long form would be and just reduces the barrier of getting into that video. So those are some playbooks that I talked about. How do you do this though? So there are 2 big ways, and I'm going to go a little deep in AI, but number 1 is you can directly use an LLM. So you take the transcript of your video and you can put it on ChatGPT and just ask it honestly, hey, give me 4 segments that make for an impactful social media clip. And it will do that. It has become that good. The other more impactful way of doing this is to vectorize a transcript. What that means is you take the transcript, convert it into like small chunks, put it in a vector database, then you take the transcript, ask the LLM to generate 5 key takeaways, and then you match those takeaways against the sections of the transcript, and whichever are closest to the takeaway, those are good. Those are good clips to post. That's what a lot of products that do it are using in the back end. It's hard to do if you are not a developer, but it just gives you a sense for what is going behind the scene. And a few things to be mindful of is that context preservation is important. So if you can give context on your speakers, on like what the attendees were for a webinar or an in-person event, you will be able to get much better output from AI. And then you can use AI and the prompts to do the heavy lifting of finding chunks of those 30-second, 2-minute clips in hours-long videos by giving it a sense for what an ideal social post should look like. So it should have a hook. It maybe should be a Q&A, or should have an example that the speaker is talking about, or should have a differentiated take. All of these things make up for a good post, and you can ask AI to do the heavy lifting of finding that. The second step is once you have extracted the short form, how do you make the video look good? Because just the content is not enough. You need to stop the doom scroll that people are on So there are six key ways to do that, and I'll show an example very soon. One is it should have captivating captions, has become table stakes, should be readable on a phone. That should be the benchmark. Should have consistent brand elements. So every clip you post should have the similar brand elements of your logo, colors, etc., so that people can make it out from the crowd. There should be strategic spacing. What that means is leaving dead spaces top, bottom, on the side, enough so that the native UI from the platforms like YouTube, LinkedIn, etc., they don't end up covering the video. And then the fourth is you should have dynamic visual elements, so things like Ken Burns effect, B-rolls, very high quality speaker framing. All of these go a long way in really stopping the scroll, because no one wants to watch a pixelated video. The aspect ratios that we recommend are 5:4 for LinkedIn. If you have 9:16, you can do that. You use that both for YouTube and LinkedIn. And if you have a square video, you can use that both on Instagram and LinkedIn. And then have a clear CTA. Do you want people to comment? Do you want people to like? Or do you want people to go and watch a long form? That generally helps in getting more from your posts. Let me share an example for what a good post looks like. This is a sample post by Jay, who is a well-known B2B influencer. And it has a lot of elements that we were talking about, right? So it has brand elements that are very distinctly Jay and his podcast series. There's a hook in the form of a heading. The captions are nice. They're very legible, visible, large. The video framing is right. It's very high quality. And it's framed right, because this was originally shot as a landscape video, but it's framed right for a portrait video. But it does not have, for example, the dead space that we were talking about. So the logo of the sponsor is sitting here. The logo, like this part is not clear. If you watch this on a phone, you'll probably have the heading hidden a bit by the LinkedIn UI. So some things where there is opportunity to improve, but this is generally what a good shot would look like. Final thing that I wanted to talk about is what tools can you use, because the manual steps can be cumbersome. So if you want to do it the manual, purest way, you can use transcript analysis that ChatGPT and Claude can do very well. For the editing part of the video, to make it look good, you can use Descript or Weed. Both are AI video tools that do this well. And then if you want to do all in one, if you just want to upload your video, get a great output that matches all of the things that we talked about, then you can use something like Goldcast, shameless plug, and Opus. Those are two products that can help you get your short form content going. Then we can come to a second objective, that is improving website dwell time and creating SEO impact with it. So videos are a big part of websites nowadays, but big hour-long videos are a recipe for bounce rate. You don't want users to come and then get turned off by seeing a 55-minute video that they're afraid to jump in. To reduce that barrier, you can do a number of things. You can build curated playlists. So let's say you have a webinar. Instead of putting a webinar directly on your website behind a form, you can put a playlist of clips or sections from that form, from that video, and give people a taste for what that is and what are the impactful parts of the video. We have seen that something like this increases the dwell time by 30%, which is a big number, and will have a commensurate SEO impact on that page. Similarly, if you're putting a long form video, you should chapterize it. A lot of AI tools like Vistia, Vimeo have started doing AI-led chapterization, similar to what YouTube used to do. And just having chapters brings down bounce rate by 15%, because it gives people a good idea for what they should expect from this long video, and if they should give time to watch that video. And the third is multimodal blog. So that's a secret weapon that a few people use, but it's very impactful. And a multimodal blog is nothing but text and video interspersed in a blog. This is not only very engaging, but it is very high uplift, almost 35% uplift in SEO ranking of the pages, because people just stay more there, they're more engaged, and Google and all the AI search and answer engines, they are looking for more video, so to get more authority and use it as a proxy for human generated content. So multimodal blogs work very well. So this is an example of a multimodal blog that ClickUp did. So ClickUp did a virtual event on project management, and then they decided to turn that into a playbook. And they did the playbook in a classic blog, except that they embedded clips in it. So you have a speaker talking about something that was at the top, and then there's a bunch of text, and then there's a video again, and there's text, and there's video again. So I think something like this is very impactful. It's not easily replicable, but AI can make this happen very fast, and you get incredible SEO uplift. This is probably one of the best performing blogs that ClickUp has. Similarly, we did something similar for a case study where we had a 35-minute long case study video with Marketing AI Conference, one of our customers, and we converted that into a multimodal blog post with clips in between the video. And this is also very high performing. We have a lot of engagement on this page. One of our best sort of case studies in terms of metrics. The other example is how do you increase dwell time from on-demand content? So this is an example of what I was talking about in terms of curated playlists. So you can and should post a long-form video, but give people an option to look at snippets before they devote time to the full video. So example where you have a 30-second snippet on something about post-event leads into demo. So it's an important part of the conversations. We have this other one where the speaker is talking about maximizing event marketing. So it gives people a more palatable way to get into this video, and they are less likely to bounce. And you can also plug in an AI generated takeaway or something like that to make it more consumable. And then you have the classic short form posting on social. So this is an example from Zscaler. They did a high production case study with Cohesity, which is one of their customers, and they had this high value asset that they are now repurposing into short form videos, sharing on their channel. And this partner channel of theirs has gone to like 6,000. Another example, and one of my favorite parts of the playbook, is the speaker influence that I talked about. So we had Lauren, who's the CMO of KPMG Americas, and she agreed to come and speak at a panel in an event that we were doing. She's a very senior person in the industry, and so after the event was done, I took a snippet that AI suggested and sent it to her saying, "Hey Lauren, would you mind posting this on your LinkedIn?" And she ended up posting it, and you can see the engagement on this post. It's really great, and if it comes from someone like her, you can expect a lot of great eyes on this. And this post generated a lot of pipeline for us. A recent example is that I posted about the CM of Asana. She was on a podcast with my co-founder. I posted it, and then she ended up resharing it. And then you get a lot of great engagement on that post, including the CMO of Workday. So you can see how simple tactics like these can really feed your pipeline engine. So I know I talked about a lot, and it could feel overwhelming. There's an easy way to get started. It's very simple. Just take your last webinar, and maybe the one before, whichever you like. And then use one of those tools, right? So use Goldcast or Opus or Descript, any tool that you want to use for repurposing. Get 2-3 clips out and start posting. You can post it from your own channel, ask the speaker to post, you can post it on your company channel, whatever is easier. But just getting started is more important, and you'll learn as you go. And finally, none of this will be impactful if we don't talk about a customer story. And since I'm from Goldcast, I'm talking about one of our customers, which is running a lot of parts of these playbooks. So Hootsuite, they do webinars with us, but they also do a lot of content repurposing. And just because they have been able to keep this rhythm of content up on their social, they are seeing increased attendance rates. They are using that to drive traffic to their blogs and online videos that they're posting on their website. And in overall, it has led to an increase in SEO for them. And all in all, a lot of impact downstream by keeping the rhythm of content repurposing up. So that's it from me. Again, I'm Palash. I'm co-founder, CEO at Goldcast. You can find me on LinkedIn, message me, add me if you have any questions, and let's do video repurposing using AI.